chairman and directors and heads of departments, the chief lecturers and other members of academic board, non-academic staff of the Grace College, the executive and members of the 3 unions, the senior citizens here present, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, my family members and friends, my farm people, invited guests, gentlemen of the print and electronic media, the security personnel, my grade students from NC and HSU, ladies and gentlemen. To God be the glory for the great things He has done. I adore Him for giving me the grace to stand before this inaugural lecture, the third of its kind in the history of this college, the fourth from the School of Education, and the fourth from the Department of Educational Foundations. The first inaugural lecture in the college was delivered in March 2010 by Dr. Ademola Oyedepo from the School of Languages. It was titled The Yoruba Child and His Language Education. The second one was delivered by Dr. Jima Ahmed Ainga, the former acting provost from the School of Arts and Social Sciences on the 22nd of February 2022. His topic was Social Studies is Peace. Peace in Social Studies, an alliance that replicates human existence. It is the mercy and grace of God that made me to exceed beyond primary school. I grew up in a community where at that time, sending a girl child to a secondary school was with great fear because of the frequent occurrence of teenage pregnancy. Although my parents were moderately exposed, having lived in Lagos for some time, they were not entirely convinced that school environment will not entice me into annual pregnancy. A church leader, founder, and a deacon of my home church, Okealafia Baptist Church, Isanrise, Deacon Joshua Odenide, and some other prominent members of the community had to intercede with my father and literally stood as a guarantor of my good conduct before my father agreed to pay my admission at St. Paul's School. I was offered admission to Upper Grammar School, but my father changed it to Igomina Baptist Grammar School to further protect me from being negatively influenced. I attended both the Mission Primary and Mission Secondary School, and attending these two shaped my moral, attitude, and values in life. With the help of God, I was able to finish well and finish strong. Just like Apostle Paul, brethren, I count not myself to have attained, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press towards the mark for the prize of high calling of God. Philippians 3:13-14. All my attainments could not have been an accident of history or entirely my efforts. The lecture. The topic of today's inaugural lecture is Who Does Bachelor's Degree Certificate help? A dilemma of mismatch between academic-based knowledge and practices. The choice of this topic is born out of my years of experience as a teacher and as a researcher in all the schools I've taught. I have observed with keen interest how students were churned out of school, year in, year out, from various institutions of higher learning. Years after graduations, I observed many of them still roaming the streets, unemployed, or working as menial jobs, such as Okada rider, commercial transporters, car wash, subsistence farming, barbing salon operator, and host of others. Most of these menial jobs are completely outside the graduate training and the certificate they obtained. Then comes the big question: who does the bachelor's degree certificate help? To answer this question, I want to reiterate to us what education is and the different certification as it is in Nigeria. What education is. The word education is derived from the two Latin words, educare and educare. Educare means to train, form, or mold. In other words, it means that society trains, form, and mold individuals to achieve societal needs and aspirations. Educare, on the other hand, means to build, to lead, and to develop. Part 1, 1994, defined education as the aggregate of all the processes by which a child or young adult develops ability, attitudes, and other form of behavior that have positive value to the society in which it is. Tertiary education in Nigeria. Tertiary education, often known as higher education, is the backbone of every nation's development. It refers to all formal post-secondary education usually obtained in the public and private universities, colleges of education, monotechnic, polytechnic, and vocational schools. The benefits of tertiary education extend to society as a whole. It is fundamental to the growth and development of any nation, and it is crucial to the component of human development. The national policy on education has reasons, goals and objectives why tertiary education is necessary, among which is it contributes to national development through high-level manpower training, and forge and cement national unity, among others. Tertiary education cannot be exhaustively discussed without mentioning the university. A university is an institution of higher learning that fosters high research and raises men and women to a high level of intellectual growth in arts, sciences, technology, business, and conventional professional disciplines. All these institutions of higher learning were all funded with the purpose of developing and training people to be independent by awarding them degree certificates. Issues of diploma disease in Nigeria. From 1960s to early 90s, university education in Nigeria was the most highly regarded at all educational levels. Despite the grants challenges confronting contemporary graduates, it is still highly rated. As of 2023, students who are seeking admission to universities have preference for particular courses. This explains why faculties are faced with overpopulation on enrollment, while some scout for their candidates. For instance, students rarely wish to choose agriculture or education as course of study, simply because they want to belong to the more popular, lucrative, and prestigious occupation, such as medicine, aviation, accounting, engineering, law, and so on. While agriculture and education are generally seen as dirty and with little prestige by the applicants. Courses available at the Faculty of Education are courses seen as for the poor and average students, and agriculture as a course is seen as a job for the old rural dwellers, uneducated 2011. Desire to accumulate higher certificates is another big and disturbing challenge facing our society today. Ask anybody you come across on the street, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? There is a 99.9% likelihood that we hear things like, I will have a master's degree or PhD degree. I will have a good paid job. What does that one suggest? It means that in order to be competitive in the job market, a person must have the highest certificate. This has led to the coinage of the term called diploma disease. Ronaldo, 1976, coined the phrase diploma disease to describe the over-reliance on the formal educational institutions. Benefit derived from the Nigerian University education system. The Nigerian University education system has had significant successes, despite not having had a very smooth start. More than just the next level in the learning process, higher education is essential for the global growth of people. It offers not only the advanced ability required for a very good job, but also the education is necessary for teachers, medical professionals, nursing staff, government employees, engineers, humanities, and indeed a variety of other professionals. Oyedepo 2011. Curriculum issues in Nigerian education. The word curriculum refers to a collection of teaching strategies, classroom activities, and student performance evaluation that intended to highlight and measure the intended learning outcome in a given course. Oyedepo 2004. You will recall that tertiary education first appeared in the colonial era in order to meet the demand for tertiary education, hereby higher college was established in 1932 to provide tertiary education for applicants. It later became hereby College of Technology in 1947, while University College Ibadan, a West African branch of the London University, was founded in Nigeria in 1948. Following that, colleges of technology and advanced teachers college, which are today's colleges of education, were also established at Ilorin 2006. The anomaly in the curriculum has led to several unfavorable issues in our educational system. Examination malpractice is a counter one that has eaten deep into our educational system at all levels. Apart from courtesy, drug abuse, student unrest, anywhere examination malpractice is mentioned, students are seen as the culprits. The truth is that students alone cannot successfully perpetuate examination malpractices. If the curriculum is properly planned and implemented, a lot of teachers have never waged the war against these rights that has eaten deep into the fabric of our educational system. The systematic disruption of Nigerian university system. In the early years of the establishment of tertiary institutions in Nigeria, there were 5 top universities, namely University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University, University of Ife, University of Lagos, and University of Nigeria, Nsukka. There were centers of academic achievement and excellence in the 1960s, 70s, up to the middle of 1980s. Since there were few colleges then to serve the few universities, a large number of applicants, competitions was tough, yet heavy. Even then, many students struggled to secure admission as a result of tertiary institution, Otonko 2012. There were emerged many state tertiary institutions, especially from the middle 1970s to 1980s and beyond. The more such institutions were created without due regard to standards, the deeper the decline in the quality of learning. Oyedepo 2012. In order to secure admission and enroll in a university, prospective students got needed letters from head of state or a governor or a minister. Oyedepo 2012. The standard was sacrificed on the altar of nepotism. The attitude and disposition of learners did not set the free slide of educational standards. In many instances, prospective students do not work hard to earn their certificates. They merely buy their way through the system. Political connections, as opposed to diligence and competence, serve as the new criteria for success. In order to add academic value of degree in their names, so as to create false image in consonance with their new wealthy status, prospective students seek admission into universities where standards are often compromised. Hence, some buy degrees through unscrupulous fake degree peddlers. The situation in tertiary institutions today is the creation of political academics who, even in the university level, can be called political professors. They were planted among the pure academic-minded professors. Some of them were appointed as vice chancellors, and their professorial positions were politicized. Political leaders were being sold honorary degrees, not as a form of contribution to learning or the development of infrastructure, but rather for political or monetary considerations. Oyedepo 2008. Another category of people involved in the downward trend in the standard of education in Nigeria is parents. The mentality of society is the acquisition of certificates and not skills and knowledge. In this rat race for certificates, parents too are culprits. Some parents in a society of low moral do not see anything wrong in all forms of examination malpractice, like cheating in the examination or purchasing of examination papers, hiring brilliant students to help sit for the examination in position of the hirer, and so on. Today, success of children is not measured by knowledge acquired, but by the money amassed. In the field of education, and perhaps virtually in all aspects of this nation's life, our yesterday was better than today. Education, which is the body of knowledge and learning, rules the modern world. Therefore, having a well-educated population in appropriate subject areas that can drive the economy and provide for critical living is really second to none in the life of a nation. This is even more so in this era of technology that has globalized the world in the area of knowledge, which is attested to by development in the information and communication revolution. The advent of ICT has made technology education a much needed vehicle for achieving the modern philosophy of education, whereby a student can decide on what to learn, when they learn it, where they learn it, and how they learn it. The problem of unemployment in Nigeria. The hope of every graduate is to get a well-paid job after finishing school. But the reality of the Nigerian labor market is the opposite. There are no significant jobs available anywhere after completing the National Youth Service Corps program. The practice was different in the early 70s, since new graduates from universities, polytechnics, and advanced teachers college had employment waiting for them that ranges from clerical to professional jobs depending on their areas of specializations. The National Bureau of Statistics reported on its website in the first quarter of 2021 that Nigeria's unemployment rate had increased from 27.1% in the second quarter of 2022 to 33.1%. This is a 6-month increase of 6 percentage points, and it was the highest in the global list. In addition to ranking second in the global list, the NBC report stated that more than 60% of Nigeria's working age population is younger than 34. In the fourth quarter, the unemployment rate for those range age 15 to 24 was 53.4%, and for those age 25 to 34, it was 37.2%. In comparison to men, women had the higher unemployment rate, 35.2%, than men, 31.8%, according to International Monetary Fund. The 200 million person economy will take time to recover, with growth expected to reach 1.5% this year, following a 1.9% decline in 2017 and in 2022. This means that the number of people looking for jobs will keep rising as population growth continues to expand. One of the biggest concerns in Nigeria, which is unemployment, led to many social crises, such as insecurity, banditry, adoption, and other related crimes. The escalation of moral dependency among the unemployed youth could be linked to insufficient access to good parenting and lack of jobs for the certificate obtained. Aside from above-mentioned causes, there are other notable factors responsible specifically for Nigeria's higher unemployment rate, among which is mismatch of degree certificates with employers' demand and the placement of socio-demographic restriction on advertised job position, Oyedepo 2011. With the unemployment rate at 33.3% and the population of over 200 million, the number of unemployed Nigeria is over 66 million. That is more than the population of Ghana, 31.1 million, Cote 26.4 million, and Togo, 8.3 million, put together. According to data source from the National Bureau of Statistics, unemployment rate has been on a steady rise since the first quarter of 2015. As shown in Figure 2, all the states in Nigeria have both unemployed and underemployed graduates. In the case of unemployment by state, Imo State recorded the highest rate of unemployment with 56.64%. This was followed by Adamawa with 54.89% and Cross River with 53.65%. The states with the lowest state rates were Osun, Benue, and Zamfara State with 11.65%, 11.98%, and 12.99% respectively. Mismatch of degree certificates with employers' demand. Mismatch of degree certificates with employers' demand is one of the notable causes of unemployment in Nigeria. A situation where graduates hold degree certificates but lack the employability skill necessary for them to be offered employment by employers could be described as colossal waste to the certificates and the bearer. According to Oyedepo 2012, employers held a view that graduates of Nigerian universities are poorly prepared for work and that academic standard has fallen considerably over the past decade, and thus university degree is no longer a guarantee of technical competency. This has repercussions for graduate productivity, employability, and the usefulness of tertiary education. Oyedepo 2011 pointed out that skill mismatch or the disparity between the skills students gain or university and the actual skill required in the labor market is one of the causes of this problem. The term skill mismatch refers to a variety of imbalances or gaps in form skills, knowledge, or ability that may be qualitative or quantitative in character. It is the discrepancy between the graduate level of competence and the level of competence required by employers. Furthermore, it was reported that 30% of all occupations requiring at least polytechnic diploma, 50% of all jobs requiring a university degree, both on for analytical and computational skills. Oyedepo 2011 reported that companies prefer people who are already capable of performing their job, which is consistent with the reality that markets are growing more competitive and on-the-job training is becoming increasingly expensive. Unfortunately, it seems that employers are not getting what they want from Nigerian graduates. The demand for technological skills is based on the fact that it promotes productivity. This is evident in the report of Abdulkarim and Oyedepo 2010, who investigated Nigerian university graduate proficiency in the use of ICT and productivity, and found among others that there was a positive significant relationship between proficiency in the use of ICT and productivity of Nigerian university graduates. It is however worrisome that possessing a university degree is no longer a guarantee of technical proficiency or effective communication in Nigeria today. As a result, graduates from universities are frequently thought of as partially baked. Mr. Provost, I am not saying that the country's current educational policies are bad. In fact, the C334, which was referred to 934 system, is excellent as a policy statement. But the operation of the policy, especially the inadequacy of the finance, leaves much to be desired. Seeking resources necessary for proper implementation are not available. The substance of the policies are compromised and graduates are ill-trained with the intended goal and objective abandoned. Hence, the current high rate of unemployment.